Grief is a complex and highly personal experience, and this brings out a wide variety of emotions. My name's Lenny with Grief 101, and this is 50 feelings that come with grief. The thing to remember about a grief journey is that it's different for everybody. God, I don't like it when I use the word journey when I'm talking about grief. It makes me feel like I'm Frodo, and I'm on this huge adventure to take this ring of power and throw it into Mount Mordor where it'll be destroyed forever. Come on, guys, over here. Just grab your grief and throw it there, in that volcano. Ugh. That's not what grief is like at all. Like I said in the beginning, grief is highly personal, and that experience that you're going to have is completely different than anybody else, but there are feelings that will be the same. You just may not have all of them, or you might. It depends on your journey. And the thing is, I'm going to give you 50, and those 50 aren't even all of them. So let's start. Some of the feelings that you can experience during grief would include sadness, obviously, anger, guilt, shame, confusion, numbness, loneliness, despair, helplessness, shock, fear, regret, yearning, relief. I know what you're thinking. Relief? That sounds like a positive word. It is a positive word. Grief isn't supposed to be a positive thing. Think about it like this. What if the person who just passed has been in pain most of their life? And though maybe passing was not a good thing for you, it was a good thing for them. Okay, I guess that makes sense. I know it's an ugly thought, but that would be relief. It would be sad because they're gone, but good because they're not in pain. Still sad, but good. Frustration, bitterness, the feeling of just being overwhelmed or hopelessness, the fear of being forgotten. That's actually a parent's biggest fear when they lose a child, that people will forget about their child. Lack of motivation or anxiety, resentment, and still disbelief, disorientation, isolation, apprehension, angst, betrayal, insecurity, emptiness, heartache, sorrow, worry, vulnerability, jealousy. Someone else has their loved one and you don't. There's always guilt about moving on or indifference about moving on. Frustration, but not over your grief, maybe someone else's grief. Sense of abandonment. Euphoria, which could be you're really, really sad, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're happy and you're joyous and you're dancing around and everything is good, and then all of a sudden, you're sad again. Self-blame, resignation, exhaustion, indignation, which is like how it's not fair. We talked about yearning, but what about yearning just to have that connection, not missing them, but having that feeling of being with them? We talked about resentment, but what about resentment of not that they still have their loved one, but resentment of the fact that they have normalcy and you don't? Reluctance to let go. Hope, which is another positive one. And gratitude, that's another positive one. I'm pretty sure that's 50. We didn't talk about being conflicted over all these emotions. Conflicted meaning, is it okay to feel this way? Or is it not okay to feel this way? Or is it okay to feel this way? Or is any of it okay? The thing about these 50 feelings, and even more that we haven't talked about, is that these feelings will ebb and flow and change over time. You might be angry, and then happy, and then angry again, and then sad, and then happy, and then confused, and then it all starts over again. That's how grief works. Everyone will experience these feelings differently, but the most important thing is that you allow yourself to have these feelings and don't judge yourself. There shouldn't be any judgment in grief. The Grief 101 YouTube channel has all kinds of videos to help you process and understand your grief, loss, and survivor's guilt. Here are a few videos that I want to encourage you to watch and help you along that grief journey. Journey. Oh, I don't like that word. Come on, guys. Over here. Just grab your grief and throw it there in that volcano. Ugh.